Hello, my name is Riley and I'm with Ball State University's Freshman Academic Advising. Now, regardless of if you're a first year student or a senior registering for your last semester, I wanted to make a video to help you understand how to register for classes. Now, registering for classes essentially comes in three parts: finding your time ticket, looking up your classes, and then the big one, registration. So hopefully this video will help you understand how to do those three steps and get you on campus. So first we will discuss time tickets. The important thing to know about time tickets is that is your allotted time to register for classes. From that moment on, you are good to register at any point in time up until when classes start. But our registration schedule is very specific in the way that specific students' time tickets open on different days. So to know when you are allowed to start registering for classes and it's time for you to go, feel free to go and open up your MyBSU first. Log in with your username and your password. Now, the most important instruction I will give you in this entire video is that this is your home base, self-service banner on your MyBSU. You're gonna click self-service banner. This is where you're gonna do all of these things for registration. Click on the student tab because that's what you are and that's the identity that we're addressing today when we're talking about registration. Next, you're going to click on the registration tab. And once you click on that, it will open up a separate section where you can click registration status. This is where you will find your time ticket. After that, select your term. In this example, we're using fall 2020, but you could use whichever term that you are registering for, whether that's summer classes or spring classes. Next, you're going to hit submit, and when you do, you will see your time ticket. So as you see, mine looks a little bit different. It says April 1st. Yours may say a different day, and it actually gives you a specific time. So once that time hits, you're good to start registering for classes. But this doesn't mean it's the only time you can register for classes. You can go in and register at any point after this up until classes start. I recommend doing it as soon to your time ticket as possible, only so you get a spot in all the classes you want before they fill up. Next, we're getting into the more fun parts. We're gonna look up classes to register for. So in your degree works, it's gonna give you recommended classes or you'll talk to your advisor. But when it's time to actually look up times of classes, locations, days of the week, I'll show you how to do that. So once again, we're gonna go back to our home base. We're going to click Student under the Self-Service Banner tab, and then we're going to click Registration. There's a tab called Look Up Classes, so go ahead and click that next. Once again, it's going to ask you the term because classes are going to vary what's offered from term to term. So like I said again, in this example, we're going to use fall 2020. So click your term and then hit submit. So you could always hit advanced search if you know the exact class that you were looking to take. But in this case, we're just going to click COM. COM 210 is a very, very common class for all students. And so I'm going to use this as an example for the video today. So go ahead and hit COM and hit submit. Now, once the next page loads, it's going to have all of these different options of communications classes that you can take. So we're going to select COM 210. Once you select that, the next page you see is going to have lists of different course offerings for that course. So there are a bunch of different COM 210 sections. Now, all the sections are going to have different days of the week they're on, different times that they run from, and you need to make sure when you're looking up your classes that you're picking the one you want. If you have the option not to take an 8 a.m. and you're not a morning person, you might as well. And so this will show you all the different course offerings. It can tell you the professor, and on the side, you're also going to see if there isn't like a day of the week or a time offered, it's probably an online course. So whether or not you love online classes, you can make that decision as well. Now, if you look on the left side of this list, by each section, it's going to have either an empty box or a C. If it says a C, that means the class is closed. It's already full, they've hit max capacity, you can't register for that one. So that's an easy way to know if a class is closed. Once you find a class section that looks good to you, go ahead and write down that CRN number that's on the left side. It's a red longer number right on the left side there, and it should say CRN at the top section. So go ahead and write the number of the specific one that you're looking at. So you want to take it Monday, Wednesday, Friday from this time to this time, select that section and write it down. Now you're going to go through and do the same process for all your other classes. Look up your English class, your math class, whatever other classes you want. But the important thing is to make sure you're writing down when and what days of the week the classes are on. So when you register, it doesn't all conflict. You want to make sure that your schedule actually fits together and you don't panic when registration starts. Now we are finally at the exciting part. So it's your time to register. It's the day that your time ticket opens at the time that you're allowed to, and you're good to start registering for your classes. What you want to do is start by going back to our home base. Within self-service banner, hit student, then hit registration. There's going to be a section under registration that says course, add, drop, withdrawal. This is where you will do all of your really big schedule changes. So anytime you register for classes, anytime you want to drop a class or withdraw from a class, you do that in here. Once again, you're going to select your term and hit submit. Like I said, the example we're using in this one is fall 2020, but you could do this at any time. Once you select your term and you hit submit, there are going to be blank spaces at the bottom of the page, and you're going to enter in all your CRN numbers there. I think it's called like add course worksheet or something like that. You're going to put in all your CRN numbers in those tiny blanks, the red numbers that we wrote down from looking up our classes, and you're going to hit submit. Once you've hit submit, you registered for your classes. It should load a new page that tells you what your classes look like. But I don't like reading it like that. I prefer looking at my week at a glance. Once you're done registering for classes, go to your student tab, click on registration, and then hit week at a glance. It's going to pull up this wonderful schedule that tells you exactly what your week's going to look like. So mine looks a little different than yours is probably going to look because I am a graduate student, but this is just an example. So it reads like a week. It tells you exactly what day of the week a class is on, exactly what time it's on, and then a really important point to look at is down at the bottom, it'll list any online courses that don't have a meeting time. So the reason why they're not above is they aren't on a specific day of the week at a specific location, but make sure you're not ignoring that registration at the bottom if you did register for an online class because it's still on your schedule. Now, I hope that really helped. We went over time tickets, we looked up our classes, and I walked you through the registration process. If at any point in this you were confused, make sure you check out the Ball State advising page. There's an entire page about course registration. It gives you step-by-step basically what I said on how to register for classes, look up your time ticket, and look up classes. So make sure you check out the Ball State University advising page, and if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to your advisor directly.